Hey guys, it's new here. Bet you like that thumbnail, didn't you? Yes, it's real. I managed to do that last night. Got myself 15 Blight chests in one Blight encounter. And I want to show you guys how I did that. Because I haven't seen anybody else do it. And there probably are some people doing it. Last video I gave a little tease saying I was looking forward to doing the next farming strategy. Wanted to show you guys something I think is a little bit more on the secret side, a bit on the down low, but actually I suspect there are quite a few people doing it. In fact, I kind of know there are based on how the market is, how it's doing. If you ever wondered why Blighted maps are so cheap this season, well, because people figured out how to farm them in a massive quantity. And Blighted, it's not just, it doesn't just have to do with Blight Ravage maps or whatever. No, Blighted maps are in more demand than they've ever been in, and they're also cheaper than they've ever been. So that's kind of weird, right? So yeah, we're doing Blight here, and I got in my possession what is this, 32 Blighted maps. Gonna be a lot of fun. 32 Blighted maps. I'm gonna run them actually really quickly, unlike my usual. Usually when I farm I stay in a place for a while. I run like 12 to 16 maps and then that's it. But no, we're gonna run these super fast. In fact, we're gonna run these so fast that I'm just gonna start it up, basically. I even have my Scarabs just sitting in here. New quality of life Scarab stack, and I didn't know this actually till the other night, but if I click this to go in, it'll just remove one of the Scarabs and all the others will stay there. So all I gotta do is just put my map in. Of course, that only works if you're only using one Scarab to do something like this, but I'm only using one Scarab. So yeah, really cheap, semi-juice, barely any investment at all in a way, but actually the investment, it is actually kind of a sizable investment. I should talk about that a little bit, huh? So what map are we running? We're running Core, all the way Core, and I'll explain in a moment why. You might have heard why, but you probably haven't heard in tremendous detail why. Core is right now, honest to God, it's like the most expensive map on the Atlas. It's selling for legit 10C a piece, and I have my maps up for like 24 for 4, and I'll sell any other maps. I haven't sold any maps really in a while, but no, people want to buy that map. People buying maps at 5, 6, maybe 7C a piece on a couple of them. Like, I don't know what Tropical Island sells for, but honestly, I don't think hardly any of them sell for 10C a piece. I could be way off base, but I don't think so. And it's because everybody and their dog is running Core right now, or at least a sizable community is, and it's just tremendous for Blighted maps. And don't let that scare you away from doing Blight. Well, if everybody's running Blight, why should I run Blight? Almost nobody's running Breach. I tried to run Breach. I got 4 super nice Chayula Breach Watchstones. The way they changed that, where they took away the guaranteed rares and just gave some of the other, it is nowhere near as good as it used to be. Legion, I don't know about Legion so much, but Legion is not, that almost certainly not as good as Blight either. And you have to understand that because of Scourge maps, you can get, you can get Breach Stones and Legion emblems as well as their respective splinters just doing Scourge map, but you can't get Blighted maps doing Scourge maps. So I always considered those kind of the 3 top tier early league farming things to do: Breach, Legion, and Blight. I usually pick one of the 3, and Blight is head and over heels better now because Blighted maps are in a stronger demand than they used to be, and because thanks to the Scourge League mechanic, Breachstones and Legion Stones emblems already drop from other beans in pretty massive quantity. Harvest is usually a pretty good farming strategy, but it's been harder than usual this season. I've watched some content on some of the most avid Harvest farmers. June mission, like June doing, I guess Ising is nowhere near as popular this season either. Maybe it's because corrupted items are more popular. I'm not really sure. I'll look into that a little more later. But yeah, a lot of things that sort of old standard money-making things have really kind of fallen off track a bit, and a lot of people are getting a little bit lost on, you know, what really premium farming money-making ways there are, particularly ways that don't require huge investment and don't require a character to already be wearing like 100x worth of gear. And what I'm about to show you is exactly that kind of strategy. So, core map, buy it in bulk, 10C a piece. You can just run Blight on the Atlas, but I recommend a Gilded Blight Scarab. Winged's too expensive. It would have to be a little bit cheaper to be worth it, but Gilded is really nice for the extra 50% chance for the Blighted chests to essentially duplicate, not exactly mirror their contents, but duplicate the amount of contents. Basically, I'm getting 25% more stuff from the Blighted chests every map, and that's really, really, really good. It's absolutely worth the extra 2 or 3 or maybe 4 chaos that I have to pay per map compared to Blight on the Atlas. Absolutely worth it, especially when I get an outcome like the one you saw in the thumbnail. Which I was running a Blighted Scarab map on that. So let's dive in. Here's my Watchstones. Wait a minute. Not exotic? Not 20% more chance to contain blighted oils and maps? I thought that was the best Watchstone. That's what literally everyone else says. Like, literally everyone else says. That's the big difference between what I'm doing and what most other people do. I'm using the Watchstones that are generally considered to be inferior. Mitogenic. They have a small 50% chance to... Sorry, 5% chance per Watchstone, up to 5% chance to actually duplicate the chest itself, not just the contents of the chest, but to actually duplicate the chest itself. And 5% may seem small. You stack 4 of them up together with this little bad boy here. 25%, almost 25%. That's not bad. So hey, let's jump in. Let's see what happens. The things that happen are actually a little different. Oh, sorry, God. There's a guy who wanted to trade and then he didn't want to trade. Now I guess he does want to trade, so whatever. You know, trade me or not trade me. 59 chaos is worth me doing a trade in the middle of a video, actually. Because I'm still not rich. Still not rich, as you can see. I got a lot of things for sale, though. A lot of enchanted, labyrinth enchanted items for sale that should be bringing in the raking in the dough, you know, periodically over time. So yeah, super cheap as far. So I mean, it does cost like 20C per map, and that is actually kind of investment, but it's super simple. Needs you to understand. You're going to understand that this strategy is going to give you. Unlike farming lab enchants, this strategy is actually super high cash flow strategy. So you want currency, you want it now. You want to be able to trade this stuff easily. You want to be able to trade stuff that if you just put it on for list it for trade, bots are literally going to message you for it like seconds later. This is strategy. Yeah, I put blighted maps up for 16C. They get people ask for it instantly. Just bots. So yeah. Enough of that. There it is. That's their sort of boosted stats up to almost 25%. I'll click in. Map's gone. One of the Scarabs is gone. I guess I took this one. Yeah, one more thing. I'm running Harbinger. Honestly, you could just run Strongbucks or Harbinger, whether you want to try to get a 6-link or maybe a couple of Exalted Shards. Either way, it doesn't matter. It's all about these right here. Not going to go into detail. You guys know what they are. Blight did actually manage to keep its really important, basically the best nodes that it had to offer between Valdo's Rest and Lyra Arthane when they smashed the two zones together. It's taking a long loading time here. I did reset the game. Now, while I'm doing this, I'm going to talk a little bit about this strategy, things that make it really good. One of the best things I like about this strategy the most, I can actually level during this strategy. I can't say that for most strategies. Wait, what? Okay. I random the June mission, apparently. Usually these maps are super in and out. I don't even complete the map. I don't even do the map boss. Don't even do the map boss. So you could say, well, that's a negative. That's something bad about the map. You don't do the map boss. And yeah, you know, I wish the map boss was easy. I do. And if it was easy, I would do it. But it's not, so I don't mess with it. It's actually one of the hardest and most annoying map bosses in the entire game to do. And it's a multiple phase. It's 2 separate encounters with multiple phases in each encounter, and the boss is super dangerous for at least my characters. Because I don't do the boss, I don't bother with the mini bosses around the map either, and I also don't do the Scourge Realm. There's no point in doing Scourge Realm because I'm not doing the whole map. I'm not really raking up the Scourge count.
Truly going to punish me when Hillock can... Don't scare me.
You surprised me, Helen. Hello.
God, I haven't done a June mission in a long time. Whoa. There's a couple I still haven't gotten. I thought I got almost all the stuff, but maybe not. Yeah. So we'll see how fast I find it. If I find the Harbinger on the way to finding the Blight, I'll do it. If not, I probably won't even do it. Because I generally don't go searching around the map unless I've done almost all the maps. So here's what I do. Click it, open a portal. And the most I ever see is 3 separate lanes. Now, how much stuff can you get? Well... I just looked up on the internet a while back that a Blight, by default, can spawn up to 8 chests. Up to 8 chests. And the lowest number I've ever seen is 3. So I'm guessing the number is between 3 and 8, pretty randomly. Now, that could be on an open map. That could be literally 8 different lanes. It can be. Or it can be 1 lane with 8 chests. Possibly. Of course, that's really rare and basically won't ever happen unless you're on a map like Core. One map like this, just set up so that I pay a little more attention to this. It's set up so that quite often, such as on the thumbnail, the Blight sacks get, or cysts or whatever, get blocked. And the programming is something like... Oh, that's weird. Is this thing gonna proc or not? Huh. Not sure why that's not proccing.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Okay, that's why we use the Gilded Scarab, because I used a Gilded Scarab, I got 2 blighted maps, not 1. I'd like to do this June mission, if possible. Okay, it was actually waiting on it. Oh, 3. Anyway, back to what I was saying.
What about a deal? What about last time?
There will be between 3 and 8 by default. That time I had 11. Now, how in the world did I have 11? Well, it's because I was able to duplicate the actual chests themselves via 25% chance per chest. That's how it works, apparently. I mean, I've done this enough to realize that's basically how it works. So I always have a 25% chance. I believe it rolls the dice on every chest. So you could have potentially up to 8, and therefore they could all be duplicated, and up to 16 possible in the map. Plus, each chest could have a boss, which, oh, I deposited in the wrong place. Each chest could have a boss,
Exile.
which, I mean, you know, theoretically could be 24, 24 or whatever. I don't think it can have 8 different bosses, but what the goal is and the hope is, best case scenario is one lane spawns naturally 8 chests, between 3 and 8. One lane spawns 8. All 8 get duplicated via the Watchstone, 25% roll chance, and the boss is on there. That would yield 17 Blight oil sacks. 17. The thumbnail you saw had 15, and it's the most I have ever seen. But I haven't actually done this strat. I've only farmed this strat like grand total of 2 hours, so or 3 hours maybe. I don't know, not much. I didn't even chisel all of these. I did alch all these. If it's just unidentified magic, I'm just running it, because apparently I've been trying really hard to find out the truth on this. I don't know if like quantity or rarity or effect on modifiers or pack size, I don't know if any of that stuff actually affects the drops of the Blight chests themselves. It's really the only thing I care about. I think the only one that might is rarity of items might affect the blighted oils and which oils drop. That might be the case. But honestly, I kind of doubt it. And the rarity is still not completely lost, because the rarity definitely counts for which Harbinger shards drop when you find the Harbinger. Now, I didn't do the Harbinger last map. I didn't find him. And honestly, the Harbinger is not worth doing most of the time. But I will do it occasionally if it's easy to find. Okay, that's actually pretty nice. Definitely do not skip Expedition, even if it's crappy. Don't skip it. The logbooks sell for a lot, and the currency sell for a lot, especially for this the skulls here. If I get any, that is. I may not get any. I never seem to get any. I don't know. Maybe they nerfed the drop rate. I get Astragali like crazy, but I don't get coinage and that's other stuff. Hardly at all. I'm very much looking forward to seeing how much actual currency per hour this is. Oh, that's convenient. Always put the portal up. You got to take it at the end anyway. You might die. You might die. I have died before and still come back and finish the Blight without losing. Harbingers often drop absolute junk, so I really don't worry about them that much. That's why I'm almost tempted to switch to Strongbox and maybe do like a rusted ambush scarab or something. Now see, this time we only got 2 lanes. That means I'm getting a minimum of 5 blighted oil chests. A minimum. I'll make it 6. In fact, they still could double up. Now you got to think about this for a second. Now I could run either 4 Watchstones with a chance to essentially a 100+% chance more likely to contain blighted oils and maps. Bear in mind, I already have that. I don't think it's multiplicative, but I think it's just additive with the Atlas passive that already has it on the inherent on the Atlas passive. So I could do that, And it would increase the likelihood that both of these would be blighted chests. Or I could just have more chests, period. And, you know, a 50% chance that it's going to be, that more chests is going to be blighted maps anyway. Because there's only 2 lanes. There's only ever at most 3 lanes from what I've seen. And quite often, not all the time, but quite often, there's actually 1 lane. Like on the thumbnail. So we'll see what I get here. It's about to bust. One downside of doing the Gilded Blight Scarab is you put a boss on the map, and while it does give me an extra chest, it also makes the Blight encounter itself longer. Like, kind of significantly longer.
I'm not up to that just yet.
Well, I got a nice fortune with the other Blight one. I got divination cards. I do get more loot at the end from the loot explosion. Okay, no blighted maps. It's actually pretty rare to do 6 of these and not get a single blighted map. 2 opalescent oils. Not bad. Not bad at all. And that's it. Map done. I do have excellence running here. You can see it right here. I did have it started already. We'll see what kind of currency per hour. I don't know what to expect, man. I don't know. It's gonna be at least 3x an hour. I'll be super surprised. It could be as high as like 10x an hour. Honestly, I don't know. 10x per hour before considering the costs. So I look forward to finding out. And I'm running the maps really slow right now to start with. But I'm going to crank up the speed here very quickly. And focus a little bit more on running. There's no other league mechanic for me to use that's worth anything, in my opinion. So it's all really all about Blight. You know, if Harbinger was on the map device for like, you know, 1 Harbinger for 2x or for 2 chaos, sorry, 2 chaos, maybe I would do that. I'm wondering if a superior setup might be 3 of these 3 exotic watchstones, 1 auspicious watchstone, and to run like I don't know, a rusted Harbinger Scarab, and you have 2 Harbingers on the map. The map's super short. You find everything pretty quick. So that's really good. That's another great thing about it. Another great thing. So here we are. Click it. Put the portal down. One block thing. Now I actually got really unlucky. There's only 5. Which means there's only 1 more than the bare minimum, because it can be 3 plus the 1 from the boss. So 4 is the absolute bare minimum. 4 chests. I only got 5, which means either it default spawned 3 plus 1 plus 1 of my Watchstone proc, or my Watchstones proc 1 of the 4 chests, 3 chests, or what's more likely to happen is it actually default spawned 4 chests and my Watchstones failed to proc anything at all on this one. That's probably more likely. But either way, it's fine. I love it when there's only 1 line because, man, this is seriously like dad mode. Just sit here, right click. I'm gonna, hit my spacebar a couple times, put the totems down for 10 seconds. Totems are gonna fall off. Okay, hit the spacebar, blah blah blah. Whatever. Oh, I guess I'll go ahead and make this stronger. Oh no, I have to dash to get out of the flaming thing. I guess I have to pay a little bit of attention. But I mean, it's a total joke. Like, there's almost no way to die. How am I gonna die on this? It's not gonna happen. It can happen actually. It's possible, but if I try to do the Scourge realm on this, first of all, it would take a lot of extra time out of the map, and for what exactly? I'll be scourging maps up. I guess that is one thing I'm not doing. But, you know, here we go. Nice. Just 5 chests. Gimme, gimme, gimme. 1 blighted map. Again, I would call the results thus far worse than usual. I mean, you may look at that and be like, dude, that's awesome. You got a bunch of blighted chests like that. That was bad. That was bad RNG, actually. All things considered. So you just stick around and wait and see what actually happens here. Now, if I get like a golden oil or something, I would say, cool. But, yeah. By the way, you guys want to see something cool? I'm going to show you something cool. Remember that screenshot on the thumbnail? That was the before photo. You want to see the after photo? I'm going to show you the after photo. Wait. 1 second. Ready? Ready? Boom. That's what can happen in one map. That's one map. That's 2 golden oils. Only two blighted maps in 15 blight chests. It's actually super unlucky. But 2 golden oils is pretty lucky. Opalescent oil, there's tons of oil. Anyway, that's not normal, but it is within the realm of possibility doing this strategy. Hey, we're back with the results from the 32 maps in Core Valdo's Rest Blight farming, focused exclusively on blight farming, blighted maps, blighted oils in particular. And wow, I gotta say, it was about kind of what I thought it was. I had pretty high expectations, and it wasn't too crazy, the profits, but I was a little concerned at first. I was tracking it live, but apparently Excellence can't track maps, or something happened between 3.15 and 3.16 where my version of Excellence just stopped tracking maps completely. So I was missing like over half of my profits. I was tracking live. But I got it figured out. Basically, if you go in and you see Excellence here, you can see that I have roughly almost 1,000 chaos in here, not including the maps. Not including the maps. So actually, if you go in here, you see it does a really good job tabulating the value of the oils in bulk. You know, any kind of currency fragments, splinters, shards, all of that it can calculate. Anything that is under 2 chaos in value by itself in 1 stack is completely discarded, by the way. But you can see going in here, all the oils. You know, I got a couple opalescent oils. Let's see. I have how many? I found 3 golden oils. And how many silver oils? 3 silver oils. Yeah, seems about right. So not too bad. I honestly think I normally would find more golden oils and silver oils than that usually, but I don't know, maybe not. It's got, you know, the chaos orbs in there. 29 chaos orbs. Some stacked decks from like one of the very first maps. Got a lot of divination chests. No exalted orbs. No crazy items. There's still some other things it's not calculating in here. Things that I found. 18 crimson oils. That's pretty big. Crimson's actually pretty good. All kinds of things I found in here aren't being calculated that I still don't even see right. Like, for example, I did a harvest one in there and I hit pretty big on the lightning cluster jewel. Probably made 50, 60 chaos there. Absolute metric ton of abyss jewels and regular jewels I haven't even identified to look at yet. They're not being calculated at all. Any gems in here at all aren't being calculated, really. Yeah, there's that cluster jewel. So I don't know. I guess I hit most of it for the most part, but yeah, literally none of the maps. I ignored these white and yellow maps here. But anyway, what I did is I saw that this whole run took me about 2.5 hours. I think if I were to do it again and were to focus on speed, I could do it in under 2 hours. That's 32 maps in under 2 hours, if I really, focused. And particularly if I ignored a lot of other mechanics. See, I still did like Harvest and Metamorph, and I might have even done an Abyss, and I definitely did Expedition. It would be a dumb idea to like skip Harvest, but you could skip some of the other things maybe. Again, 20 chaos per map invested at 32 maps. That is represented here in total cost 640 chaos. Total profits. There was about 1,000 in here. There it is. Roughly 1,986 in there, not counting the maps. I found 67 blighted maps. You can count them right here. There are 67 blighted maps. There's one major downside to Core. It's only T14. T16 blighted maps are worth a little, a fair bit more than T15, worth a bit more than T14, which is worth a bit more than T13. So every single map I find out of here is a T13 or T14, split pretty evenly. And if you see, T13s go for roughly 16 chaos, 15, 16 chaos. 16 chaos is probably more accurate price as I sell them. T14s go for about 18 chaos, 17 to 18. Most bulk traders I meet are buying T13s and T14s for 17 chaos apiece. So that's the number I use, 17 chaos apiece. Very reliable number. At 16 chaos apiece, you would sell them all instantly. At 17 chaos apiece, it might take you a few minutes, but you'd probably sell them basically all at that price. And if you go in here, you see 17 times 67 is over 1,100 chaos worth in maps here. And again, that's just 2.5 hours, just in maps. So I did get, in other words, the value of the maps is definitely more than the value of the oils, completely. It's more than the value of literally everything else. The maps is the big winner here. No surprise there. So that's there. Plus, there was I have a bunch of other T14 plus red maps. I price it like 5C a piece. I think that's pretty fair to say. Some of them may be worth a little more, worth a little less. Excellence also could not see the contracts. So if you deception contracts in there, there's a replicas for wings in here. This is worth a lot. This is probably worth what, 20 to 30C. Basically the best contract you can have now. Wow, they're not as high as I thought. Okay, probably around 20C. I put all that in there together. That was 80C in maps, 50C in heist stuff, combined with the maps, combined with the oils and all this fossils and everything over here. Grand total profits 2,255 chaos. That's probably being a bit conservative because it's not counting any of the jewels, not counting a wide variety of things really. And the vast majority of the stuff in here is super sellable. You could drop it. You could drop the value down to 90% of this, and you would sell it all immediately. The bots would come flooding in with tells. You would sell it. It would not be challenging whatsoever to sell if you wanted to. I sell blighted maps. I put blighted map sells for 17C. I put it up for 16C. Instantly get messaged by like 3 bots. Instantly. Super easy to sell. The net profits, it was 640 chaos total for the cost, so it is a little bit of an investment, but it's super easy to understand. There's no sextants. You just have the Watchstones to begin with. There's no sextants. I didn't kill a conquer. I did spawn the conquer in the 32 maps, obviously, but not having to mess with sextants is unusual for me, and quite a blessing in quality of life, I gotta say. I do like the sextant mechanic, but not for this. There's no reason, I think, because as far as we all know, there's no modifier that can boost, no modifiers that come from sextants or suffixes on Watchstones for that matter that can boost your results in what you get from blighted chests in particular. If you know of any, please say in the comments below, because I'm not aware of any. Also, if you know how to make excellence track the damn maps, please say in the comments below, because I don't know why it's not doing that. Quite annoying. But I did go through and I parsed it out and did the effort. I come to about 1,615 chaos in net profits in 2.5 hours. That's 646 chaos per hour, which is that right? Yeah, that's right. 5.38x per hour. So I feel entirely entitled to calling this 5 to 6x per hour. By the way, there are a lot of really great reasons to do this. The investment, it feels high, but it's actually quite low when you think about it because it's super simple. There's not a whole lot of ancillary investments you got. You don't have to make like a bunch of investments in your sextants and, you know, change it on Watchstones to do anything weird. You just have whatever the Watchstones you have. You do need to start with Quadruple exotic Watchstones, which I cannot show you right now because the Conqueror spawned. Anyway, almost 5% chance to duplicate the chests in Blight. You farm core maps so that the Blight lane often ends up with just one lane, or maybe up to 3, but often just one. And that way you get up to potentially 17 blighted chests in one lane. The most I've ever seen is 15, as evidenced by the thumbnail. I did see 13 in this map. I will actually probably do a little highlight video for that. But yeah, a couple more things before I close the video. Again, so upsides here, I did want to kind of surmise this because this is a little different than a couple of the other videos I made this already this season for Scourge. This is something I plan to actually do, like for real. Like I'm just gonna spam this, I think, for like 2 weeks straight to get a headhunter, hopefully in less time than that. I don't have much time because I gotta work full time now, unfortunately, but hopefully in 2 weeks with you know, a few hours here and there every day, I can farm up enough to buy that headhunter, and it'll be easy going from there. I can start doing Nemesis 3 and stuff that'll give even more X per hour with like triple beyond. I can't do triple beyond right now, I'm not strong enough. So fast mapping, love fast mapping. If you got fast mapping character, it's great. You're not even doing the whole map. It's super easy trading time, easy to trade between runs. So like somebody messages you for a trade when you're in the middle of a run, you and I both know how annoying that is. Like, well, you know, is it worth me to open a portal? Maybe I don't even want to sacrifice the portal because I'm doing a type of farm that needs a portal. Like when I was doing T14s, I didn't want to blow a portal on a trade, and I'm spending a long time in a map. When I go in, I just don't. It's just always inconvenient to just stop what I'm doing and trade. Not so with this one. It's really easy. You know, you do the Blight, and then you're in and out every 3 minutes or whatever. You're in and out. You just tell. I message multiple times. I message someone and say, "Hey, I need 2 minutes. I need 1 minute, 2 minutes, whatever," and they'll wait for that long. Not a big deal. And it's also easy to level up. Now I died, I think, 4 times total in 32 maps. If I had not died, I would have got almost an entire level at level 93. I leveled from, I don't know, like 4 bars all the way up to 4 bars away, with 4 deaths involved at 93. Not bad. I stayed away from the Scourge Realm. You don't need to do the Scourge Realm. You can do some of the other mechanics. Do not kill the boss. That's one downside of this. It's just not worth killing the boss. It takes too much time, and even if you have like your Atlas set up with you know, this stuff over here, Remnants of the Past, it's still not worth it. Still not worth it. So yeah, thank you guys for checking out the video. That's basically it. I'm gonna do this farm for real. The big takeaway is core map and using exotic Watchstones to crank up the number of blighted chests that come out of just one lane. typically just one lane. You get tons of blighted maps. There was one map I think I got 7 blighted maps in one map, thanks to it locking all up into one lane, and every single blight chest was for oils and maps. So pretty awesome. Yeah, hopefully you guys can take something away from that. Try this farm out. Blight farming is hot right now because Legion farming is not too hot because people are getting too many Legion splinters and emblems are coming from the Scourged maps. So it's not that lucrative to farm Legion specifically in Glennick Cairns. Same story with Lir Arthane. They nerfed breach splinter drops by ripping out the mandatory 10 rares that spawn passive. That ruined a breach to a bit. Now, which it would be okay, you know, it would just mean there'd be a way smaller supply and more demand under normal circumstances, but not the case because the Scourged maps can also drop tons of breach splinters and emblems if you have the Watchstones for them. So it just can't keep up. You know, the Legion and breach farming specifically just cannot keep up with Blight right now. Also, Blight maps cannot drop from Scourged maps. So it's the major difference there. And while oils can, I think I remember somebody saying like the maximum tier oil is, well, definitely not golden. Maybe I'm wrong, but I don't know. I could be wrong about it. But anyway, Scourge maps absolutely cannot drop Blighted maps under any circumstances. So, but Blight is popular to farm. Tons of people are buying Blighted maps. People are buying Ravaged Blighted maps. So people are farming Blight like crazy still. I know the value of Blighted maps may seem a little low. Last season there were like 30, 35, 40 chaos a pop. This season they're only somewhere between 15 and 20 chaos a pop. But it doesn't matter because, you know, you can farm them so easily and efficiently that even with the price of the Scarab and the map specifically, it's still worth doing. Absolutely worth doing. You could just farm any map in Valdo's Rest, but I don't know. I mean, if you're going to farm any map in Valdo's Rest, then use the other Watchstones, the ones that give you 20% more likely to get blighted oils or maps in your blight chests. Definitely do that one instead. But my big secret is the combination of core map with exotic Watchstones to maximize the number of blighted chests. I know for absolute certain that if I had had the other Watchstones in, I would have got way fewer outright number of blighted chests that drop the oils in the maps. I would have had way fewer number, and you guys can verify that by watching the whole video if you want. So there you go. Anyway, I'm out for now. 5 to 6x per hour. That's actually the best hourly rate I've found so far for Scourge. You know, currency is hard to come by. 5 to 6x an hour at the 2-week mark is actually pretty good, and especially for a strat that does not require a super strong character. This could be done by a mapper or a boss, or by someone on an even budget gear. I think fairly budgeted gear. Potentially. Yeah, really budgeted gear. So, you know, my gear is all right now, but it's still, I'm just a toxic rain raider, you know, mediocre gear. So that's it. Thanks for watching the video, and see you guys on the next one. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet because I'm going to be focusing very much on grinding this headhunter out right now. So I'll be doing this for a while. Peace.